Okay, well, thanks for giving us some time here. Have you enjoyed Intersolar this year?
It's been great for us. I think a lot of people attended, especially to our booth. We had a wonderful position, and actually we have a nice cooperation here with those guys from PVO on the strategic side. So this is one of the first things, I think, to have a distributor on our booth. Also sharing the information, talking to customers together, doing what we're good at. So I think, yeah.
Awesome. And how about you?
Oh, indeed. It was for us also the first time that we can attend the booth of Talesun, and especially because this is, not really our home market, but Europe is small of course.
Sure.
And there are a lot of Dutch and Benelux customers for us.
Let's talk about the continent. Let's talk about Europe. We're moving towards a subsidy-free Europe. Margin for error is going to be tightening.
Are you well informed about the Dutch subsidy?
How's that going?
We just got an investment of 12 billion, but that's okay.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so.
No, but in general, the good thing about solar is that the bad thing is that prices are dropping that quickly that it's hard to come up with the right volumes to adjust to rectify these prices. The other hand, if you look at from the people who are buying the modules, it's good, because we know in Abu Dhabi last year, of course, we reached the grid parity point, and it's going really quickly now. And we're maybe in the north of Africa, and maybe next year we'll move on to the south of Europe, and then we reach the grid parity, and then we're only moments away from reaching the grid parity point in the rest of Europe. So I think that would be basically our main goal, of course.
That's brilliant. It sounds a little like Benelux kind of stands out from the rest of Europe in a way. Are there fewer restrictions, or how's the regulatory framework?
No, it's just, I think the most important thing is that we are way behind the rest of Europe, and we're now gaining up to the rest of Europe.
That can be useful sometimes. You can see the experience that other countries have had and kind of use that. UK is basically copying things that Germany did, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Well, trying to.
And the good thing about the Dutch is that from the early ages, of course, they went out to spread the news, and they generally speak easy, they listen, they also copy, of course, and they use it and they try to improve it. And that's what we did in the early days, and I think that's what we're doing right now. So the Germans have a tendency, so they have the expertise, so they have no problem that you visit them and they will be helping you. In France, of course, their language, most of the times, 90% I say in France are not really comfortable in the English language. And then the Dutch are easy outgoing, and they're pretty much everywhere now, spreading the news. So I hope we can contribute just a little bit to spread the right news.
Yeah, of course. Well, what kind of size solar plants are we talking about in Benelux? Is there a lot of commercial rooftop you're looking at, industrial scale, everything?
Well, mostly we're talking about commercial. What you see, of course, especially for the Benelux, is that we're crowded countries. So there's small countries, but what we do, we are distribution countries. So we have a lot of distribution centers, which we can fulfill with the panels, of course. So the rooftop projects, there's unlimited.
Of course, there's lots of flat roof space. Presumably.
Especially, yes.
Yeah. So what's the uptake like? Are people in Benelux going for it?
I think so, yeah. I think what the challenge is that there's really a positive atmosphere. The subsidies awarded, I think tripled or even 4 or 5 times more than half a year ago. So this means that a lot of people have the subsidy on hand, they are ready to invest, and now it's finding the right people to do it. And that's hard because everybody from the outside says, I can do it. And that's why the great thing, PVO and Keystone, they're behind a lot of projects in Holland, and they know how to do it. So it's finding the right combination. That's what I want to say.
It must be useful for you coming from the Netherlands already. You must have known a lot about the market.
Yes, that's the good thing, because when I started, the Dutch market was all about home systems. So the installers taught me about the electrical thing, and I taught them how to install. So you literally had to go on the roof. After that, the projects came, and now I'm responsible for Northern Europe. But this helps, you still have a lot of contacts, the players who are looking like they can sell a lot but don't really do a lot. and most of the times the people who are not talking that much as I do, they are doing it, you know, so that's the thing.
So as we move to grid parity, what do you think are going to be the challenges over the next couple of years for all of Europe, or specifically Benelux?
All the challenges. That's a good question at this side.
Yeah.
You can take some time.
Just rephrasing, because of course the lack of panels at this moment, but that's not a real positive thing to talk about for this interview. But
Sure.
but that's one of the challenges we are facing at this moment, is that we see there's a shortage in the market, especially for poly and for mono cells, and therefore we see something that we should struggle with, or see how to survive with it exactly.
And
but
also we should get rid of all those stupid regulations, right? We have a minimum import price, which makes no sense at all. We have what most people don't even know, on solar glass there is an import restriction for 76%.
Yeah.
And even for solar frames there's 7.5%. So this means, what are we doing? Don't we want this? We need to get rid of the silly things, you know? If we can do glass cheaper in China, let's do it.
Is Talesun lobbying the EU or something to have those regulations changed, or is it just something you're going to wait until they work it out?
It's also about know-how, and I think that is an important thing for us to do, is get the governments, giving them the right information, and show what's happened. We've seen what happened with Solar World. Show them what happened. Show them what the real business case is. Let them take to a German factory, invite them over to a Chinese factory, let them decide why are we doing this. Because the Chinese are smart, you know, and we don't want to be in an industry which is known as a coil market and cheaters. We are a professional industry, we want to get the good news, we're honest guys, we want to make an honest living, but let's not fool each other.
I think that's really reasonable. I don't think you go into renewable energies just to make money. Like, there's got to be a good moral reason as well. So let's finish on a positive note. What's next? What's hopeful for the markets in the future?
As we see right now, of course, what for the Dutch and for the Benelux market is that we expect, of course, a huge growth with the demand we're getting right now, especially when Talesun is coming into this market. You see they're for the Benelux market, they're quite new in this market. But what you see is that there are the way, the quality, especially when we talk about the quality, that's not what you expect, you should expect from a company as Talesun. They're a bit underestimated for us, and that's for the way we see it from our perspective. So that's for us a positive thing. It doesn't make any sense what I'm saying right now, but
I followed it.
Okay, that's good.
How about you? What's next for Talesun?
You know, for a company perspective, I think we want to be in the top 3. We're going to be in the top 3. It's maybe the easiest part is for next year to be there, and we want to stay there. Yeah, that's important. Then you have a strategy, and you have to treat your customers well. On a broader level, I would say, you know, I've got only one child who's 9.5. We screwed things up badly the last 100 years, so we take a big responsibility with all of us to, we have only 0.3% is coming out of solar energy right now, from the world perspective. We have a big challenge of us all to get it at least at 20%, so then you can calculate what our challenge is and what the money is coming from and what we're making from it. So let's do that together, and like we're doing it together, and maybe that's a good example for all the rest.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for giving us your time.